Dear students, let us continue. Okay, so token, every individual unit, whatever we use in a program, in writing a program, that is refers to a token. Okay, we can also consider like cell, there is a functional and fundamental unit of the human body. In same way, it is also the functional and fundamental unit of a program. Okay, you can see here token. It's also a functional and fundamental unit of a computer program. That is a token. Some examples I am giving to you, like comma, dot, variable a, operator, curly braces, everything is refers to a token. So there are different kinds of tokens: literals, identifiers, assignments, separators, keywords, operators, and punctuators. These are given some examples, like this identifier, this is assignment operator, this is identifier, operator, punctuator. So let us see one by one what are the literals. So literals are the constants. Okay, whenever we give, suppose a equals to 5, so this is 5 is a literal, right? So there is a different kind of there are different kinds of literals: integer, real means which contains the decimal point, or we can also consider floating point numbers, character literals, string literals. So and there is you can see these are literal, these are the examples. Literals means constants, integer values, right? I hope you are well aware about it because you use in mathematics also. These are the real literals, these are the character literals. Remember, always character literals are written in single quotation marks. You can clearly observe here. Suppose this is single quotation A, so this is a literal. If I write any digit 3, so this is also a character literal. Okay. Next is string. String means the alphanumeric characters. Alphanumeric consists of special symbols, characters and alphabets as well as digits. That is called the alphanumeric characters. We can also say a group of characters. Now always remember, the string literals are enclosed within the double quotation marks. Okay. Next is Boolean literal. It consists of two values, either true or false. Remember, there is no quotation, just you have to write true or false. Same null literal, this is another special purpose literal represented by this. Okay, it is used in Java program as a string terminator to mark the end of the string. Alright, there is more wide use of this null literal in C language, right? And if we do not use, the Java automatically consider it as a terminator of a string. Then identifiers. Identifier the variables. Okay, it is very useful for the memory location, or you may also consider like this: a variable is a named memory location which contains a value. Suppose these are the variables p, q, r, data type is float. So in these values, what we can do, we can hold the values for the memory reference. Suppose m equals to 5, here and int is a data type, m is a variable, m5 is a constant. Okay, dear students, there are some rules to give the name for the variable. Okay, so if we consider this example, let us see this. In this is data type, m is a variable, m is a 5 is a value. So if we see this memory, so in this the value is hold. Okay, so we can use this memory reference for the if we want to use this in our program. So there are certain rules. A variable name may have any number of characters, there is no limit. It may contain alphabets, digits, dollar sign and underscore. Remember, except these characters, no other character is allowed. The underscore can be used in between the characters to separate the word of the variables. Suppose you want to use two words, so you can use the underscore. A variable name should be meaningful, which easily depicts in its purpose. Remember, because it is helpful to you. Let us see the next token, that is assignment. Assignment, this is the symbol which is used to assign the value to a variable. If I write a equals to 5, so this is the assignment operator, in which the value 5 is going to assign in the variable a. Okay, the next, this is declaration of the variables, and this is the assignment constant. In this way you can declare that. These are not the default values, you can declare these are the any values like examples. Okay, in this way we can declare the variables. Then initializing a variable. Initializing means there are to give a value to a variable. Suppose a equals to 5, it means we are initializing, we are giving the starting value, we are initiating. So there are two ways to initializing: static initialization and dynamic initialization. So what is static initialization? Whenever we are writing the program, at that time whenever we are giving the value to a variable, then we call that static initialization. Suppose we are writing the program and we are writing a equals to 5, so this is called the static initialization. How the dynamic initialization? Suppose I have written a equals to 5 and b equals to 6 and c equals to a plus b. So this c equals to a plus b, this will be performed at runtime. So runtime, the addition will be calculated, that is 6, 5 plus 6, 11. So 11 will be initiated, will be allowed for the variable c at runtime. So we call that dynamic initialization. Okay, so the value of c will be initialized after the addition of a and b at runtime. So we call that dynamic initialization. Right, so these are some default values. Okay, these are very helpful, you can try to remember that. Next is dynamic initialization, I explained that. Next, punctuators. So punctuators like punctuation marks, as you use in English grammar, question mark, dot, semicolon. So question mark, we use the ternary operator. Okay, most of the time the question comes like, what is the name of this operator? So name of this operator is ternary operator. Dot is used to represent the scope of a function, that is a function belonging to an object of a class. Semicolon to terminate a statement. Separator to separate something, characters, words, variables. Okay, we use brackets also, curly braces also we use, and square brackets also we use. There is a different kind of uses. So as per the questions will come, so we will try to understand that. Okay, programming questions. I think programming questions will come in 5 or 6 lessons. So let us see. Next, operators. So operators are the symbols which are used to perform the operation between the operands. Remember, there are two things, operands and operators. Operands are those which holds the value, like a equals to 5, so we can say a is the operand. And operators are the symbols which are used to perform the operation. Suppose you write a equals to b plus c, so b plus c, plus is a operator which is used to perform the operation between b and c. So there are three categories: arithmetic operator, relational operator, and logical operator. We will study in deep in next lesson about these operators. So in brief, I am going to tell you Arithmetic operators are used to perform the arithmetic operations like plus, minus, addition, subtraction. Okay. Relational operators are used to check the relation between the two operands or two variables. The value is greater, less than, equal to, not equal to, like that. Logical operators are used to establish the relation between more than two relational expressions. It means, suppose you have a greater than b and you have p greater than c. If you want to establish the relation between these two, so you will have to use the logical operator. Either you can use AND operator logical or like that. Okay. Keywords are the reserved words. As you book the train, as you book the seat in the train, then it is reserved to you. In same way, keywords are also the reserved words, right? So reserved words are those which you cannot use for your purpose. Your purpose in the sense, we only declare the variables and the values. Alright, so remember, we can't use the name of keywords in the variables. We will have to use the different names. Remember, there are 48 keywords. Okay, there are 40. I have already explained to you, but remember, these are also the token. So we have to discuss about only the token. These are only the tokens. So you can't use for that. You only use for the purpose, whatever purpose is related to that keyword, right? For example, if int is a data type, so only for the data type you can use. You can't write int equals to 5. This is wrong. You will have to only write int a equals to 5 or any other variable name. So I hope this will be clear to you. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Rest I will discuss in next part.